What did you do to me?
You mean what did we do? Pastor Raymond, I want just one hot steaming for your reputation and your ministry. I think that's a pretty good deal.
Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I will be reviewing the Nigerian movie Thinline, which you can watch on Netflix. So this movie follows the story about this Pastor Raymond, who is a charismatic preacher. He is known for his spirit-filled sermons and his views on marriage and relationship. So his life takes a turn when he encounters this prostitute, Annie, who more or less targeted him. So basically, Annie sets him up, she spikes his drink, has a full video of them together in bed, pictures the whole yard. So she wants to use that to expose him, blackmailing him for money and, to spend another night with her. And just imagine all of that, Sha. And this Annie baby in question is just a very problematic person because it's like she has issues with everybody. She has a lot going on for her. But the other end, her being a prostitute now, she was supposed to spend the night with somebody and, she ends up stealing the guy's jewelries and, watches. And, the guy starts, shooting at her and she gets away with that. She meets another client and this one, she steals his briefcase full of dollars. So it's like this babe just goes up and down, just causing havoc for herself. And it was like she was not satisfied till she now finally met Pastor Raymond, who conveniently fell into her trap, and she was now using that to relieve her obsession or her fantasy with him. Yeah, so that is basically what the movie is about, Sha. How this lady traps this pastor and wants him for herself, basically, despite the fact that he's married. You can watch this movie on Netflix. So this movie is produced by Mercy Aigbe Adeoti and directed by Akay. So yeah, let's delve into the performances and the acting from the actors in this movie. So for one, we have Pastor Raymond, who is played by Uzor Arukwe. Honestly, I enjoyed watching him in this movie because we know Uzor Arukwe is such a talented actor. Like, give him any role, he would do justice to that role. Like, I really enjoyed, his sermons, his whole pastoral thing and, the preachings on relationship to young couples, to youths and whatnot. So it was refreshing to see that. But when we get to see, like, for me, it just did not add up, how what happened, Sha. Because I'm like, everybody knows not to step away from your drink. Like, if you leave your drink open, don't come back and take that drink. Like, I feel like it's like an unspoken thing. Like, everybody should know that. No matter where you are, no matter how convenient or safe you think the place is. But, she spiked his drink, he drank it, she came in, and, all that happened. So I think my own issue with the whole thing was when it first happened, that night when he got back home, I feel he should have opened up to his wife and, said, confessed everything than, waiting for something else to happen. But he did good in his role. Like, you could see he was disappointed, he was shocked, he felt very vulnerable when he woke up that morning and saw that she had taken advantage of him or something that shall happen. Because most of the time you get to see it's always the ladies that is in that type of scenario. So in this movie, you get to see it from a guy's perspective, being taken advantage of or being manipulated into doing what you don't want to do, Sha, and how that is what somebody is using to have a hold on you, basically. But it was nice to see that how everything played out. Then we also get to see the character Damilola, who is played by Mercy Aigbe. So she is pastor's wife, first lady. So she is so believable. She gave us this pastor wife vibe. She was so charismatic, so devoted, so mom, so prim and proper. She like they both fit into the pastor couple goals so well. Then we now get to see the character Annie, who is played by Uche Montana, who seems to be everybody's turn in this movie. She is a turn in everybody's flesh. So she is this, prostitute who she embodied her femininity so well in this movie. Like, she used her body as a weapon to get whatever she wanted. Uche Montana she did so well in this movie. She brought the character Annie to life. And it was so annoying because it was like everywhere this babe went, she was just causing havoc. She was just doing one crazy thing or the other. Is it from the opening scene where this guy was in the bathroom and she was stealing his jewelry to running out of the house, with him shooting at her, to her, meeting this chief by the side of the road, going to the hotel with him, chaining him up and stealing his dollars. I'm like, babe, you've been doing all these things and getting away with it. When will you rest? It just shows how greed can make you keep doing things. So at first I even thought maybe she was a klepto. She just kept taking things that did not belong to her. Then with the whole pastor thing, I was trying so hard to understand what the story was, because I think a couple of times in the movie we saw her watching his sermon. So I'm like, okay, is it a thing of just she just obsessing over the pastor? She just like, she just wanted something that seemed like she couldn't have, that challenge of the forbidden fruit sort of thing. So she just wanted something that wasn't expected of her to have, sort of thing. But she did well in her role. Then we now get to see some other actors in this movie. So we have the character Mumi, who is played by Iyabo Ojo. I thoroughly enjoyed her character in this movie. Her alongside her husband, Chief Adetola, who is played by Ebun Oyolede. The two of them, I think, but just when you see the both of them on screen, just get ready to smile and laugh, because I think they were just more like the comic relief in this movie, because they were just so silly. Like, I loved how she was always giving him hot touch. She was always insulting him and dealing with him, because her husband was just a case, like he was just a very, very silly man. So the money that Annie stole from him was actually for his wife, to go restock her goods from Dubai. Like, and this man allowed, like, it's the whole drama of it all for me, the whole forming like he was attacked and the story and everything. Like, he was such a refreshing character alongside Iyabo Ojo. Like, that woman, she can act. Yes, let's give it to her. Like, they were so refreshing to see on screen together. And like the few scenes we got to see them together, it was such a breath of fresh air generally. Then some other faces, of course, would be the detective or the police officers who were handling the case of who killed Annie. Yeah, because Annie later dies in the movie, and we get to find out she was pregnant. So a lot of suspects, from her many people she has offended, So the detective, I can't remember their name, they did their thing, but they didn't really wow me, but they were okay. And of course, we get to see Yvonne Jagede, who was another prostitute, who was, should I say, colleagues or sort of friend turned enemy to Annie, because of the whole Annie feeling like she's better than them and she can, get all the clients and stuff like that. So that one too became another enemy, or a suspect of who could have killed Annie. Then of course we get to see Nkechi Blessing as well, who was also one of the Ashawos in this movie. Then we get to see Jaye Kuti, who played Rukewe, who was Annie's pimp, of course. Also get to see Cute Abiola, who was the driver to Chief in this movie, and he was also very silly as well in this movie. So I think that is it for the actors I can remember in this movie, and everybody did such a good job. Like, it was such a fun watch actually. Although one thing I didn't like in watching the movie was that it was so predictable. Like, it was like who killed, and it was so obvious to me. I think that was one thing that annoyed me, because I'm like, at least that would have given me more suspense. I could have done so much more to wow me, to shock me. But yeah, it's fine, by the way. Like, getting to see all that happen, the whole fighting and the trajectory of them trying to make all these many suspects look like they killed Annie. But if like, watching the movie before they tell you, even when you find out that Annie was killed, you will be able to figure out who her killer is. But it's such an interesting watch. I actually enjoyed watching Thin Line. Yeah, so have you seen Thin Line on Netflix? Let me hear your thoughts down in the comment section. Whose character annoyed you the most? Whose character, wowed you the most? And what did you not like about the movie? Do share your thoughts down in the comment section. If you are new to my channel, do subscribe, like if you enjoyed this video. Check out my other videos. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video.